Ever wondered what goes on inside the mind of a hacker? We often see them in movies, typing furiously in a dark room, breaking into complex systems with just a few keystrokes. But is that the reality? What really drives someone to become a hacker? Is it money, fame, or something much deeper? Today, we're going on a journey into the psychology of hacking. We'll unpack the motivations, the personality traits, and the complex ethical landscape that defines the world of hackers in 2025. This isn't just about code and computers, it's about human nature itself. So, grab your curiosity and let's dive deep into the hacker's mind. First, let's get one thing straight. The term hacker is incredibly broad. It's not a one-size-fits-all label. On one end of the spectrum, we have the white hat hackers. These are the good guys, the ethical hackers and cybersecurity experts who use their skills to find vulnerabilities before the bad guys do. They work for big companies, governments, and security firms, constantly testing defenses and strengthening our digital world. Their motivation? Often, it's a deep-seated desire to solve complex puzzles, a passion for technology, and a strong sense of justice. They get the thrill of the challenge, but they use it to protect, not to harm. Think of them as digital locksmiths, figuring out how to pick a lock so they can teach others how to build a better, unpickable one. Then, we have the black hat hackers. These are the individuals that the media usually portrays. They exploit vulnerabilities for personal gain, whether it's stealing financial data, personal information, or corporate secrets. Their motivations can be purely financial. In 2025, cybercrime is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and for some, it's just a job, albeit an illegal one. But it's not always about the money. For others, it's about power, ego, and the thrill of causing chaos. They might be driven by a sense of rebellion against authority, or a desire to prove their intellectual superiority. It's a rush of adrenaline, the feeling of being untouchable, of holding a secret power that others don't understand. In the middle lies a vast and fascinating gray area. These are the gray hat hackers. They might break into a system without permission, but their intent isn't necessarily malicious. Maybe they find a vulnerability and then report it to the company, sometimes asking for a reward, sometimes just for the recognition. Their actions are technically illegal, but their motives can be complex. Are they helping or harming? It's a blurry line. This group also includes hacktivists, who use their skills to promote a political or social agenda. They might deface a government website to protest a policy, or leak documents to expose what they see as corruption. For them, hacking is a form of digital protest, a tool for social change. Their primary motivation isn't money or ego, but ideology. They believe they are fighting for a cause, even if it means breaking the law. So, what psychological traits do many hackers share, regardless of their hack color? One of the most common is an intense, almost obsessive curiosity. From a young age, many future hackers are the kids who take things apart just to see how they work. They aren't satisfied with simply using technology. They need to understand it at a fundamental level. This curiosity drives them to spend countless hours learning, experimenting, and pushing boundaries. They see a system not for what it does, but for what it could do, for its hidden potentials and weaknesses. This is paired with an incredible persistence. Hacking isn't like in the movies where a password is cracked in 30 seconds. It involves hours, days, or even weeks of painstaking effort, trying and failing over and over again. The ability to stick with a problem long after others would have given up is a key trait. It's a mental marathon, not a sprint. Another interesting aspect is the concept of flow state. This is a psychological term for being completely immersed and focused on an activity. Many hackers describe this feeling when they're deep in a project. The outside world fades away, time becomes distorted, and all that matters is the problem in front of them. It's a highly rewarding and almost addictive state of mind. This deep focus allows them to spot patterns and connections that others might miss. They're not just looking at lines of code, they're seeing a living, breathing system with its own logic and, more importantly, its own flaws. This is where creativity comes in. Hacking is often described as an art form as much as a science. It requires thinking outside the box, approaching a problem from an unexpected angle, and using tools in ways they were never intended to be used. What about the social dynamics? The hacker community, especially in its early days, was built on a foundation of information sharing and meritocracy. Your worth was determined by your skills and what you contributed, not your background or social status. This created a powerful sense of belonging for many who felt like outsiders in mainstream society. Online forums and communities became a place where they could find peers who understood their passion and spoke their language. However, this can also lead to isolation from the physical world. The same drive that makes them excellent hackers can sometimes make it difficult to form traditional social bonds. The online world becomes their primary reality. In 2025, with digital interaction more seamless than ever, this line between the online and offline self can become even more blurred. Now, let's address the moral and ethical dimension. How does someone who knows they are breaking the law justify their actions? Psychologists talk about neutralization techniques, which are mental strategies people use to silence their conscience. A black hat hacker might tell themselves, "I'm not hurting a person, I'm just taking from a huge, faceless corporation that has plenty of money." Or they might rationalize it by saying the company's security was so bad, they were practically asking for it. For hacktivists, the justification is often a higher moral calling. Breaking this small law is necessary to expose a much greater injustice. This ability to reframe their actions allows them to operate outside of conventional moral boundaries without experiencing overwhelming guilt. They create their own code of ethics, one that aligns with their goals and worldview. So, how do we combat malicious hacking? Understanding the psychology is the first step. If a hacker is motivated by financial gain, we strengthen the risks and reduce the rewards through better law enforcement and international cooperation. If they're driven by ego and a desire for recognition, we can create more positive outlets. Bug bounty programs, where companies pay ethical hackers to find vulnerabilities, are a perfect example. They harness that same drive for challenge and recognition and channel it into a constructive, legal, and often very profitable career path. These programs give hackers the puzzle, the thrill, and the reward, all without the need to cross into a legal territory. It turns a potential adversary into a valuable ally. Looking ahead, the psychology of hacking will continue to evolve as technology changes. With the rise of AI, quantum computing, and the Internet of Things, the playgrounds for hackers are becoming infinitely more complex. The next generation of hackers will be motivated by new challenges and ideologies we can't even predict yet. But the core psychological drivers will likely remain the same: curiosity, persistence, the thrill of the challenge, and the desire to understand and control the hidden systems that run our world. Hacking isn't just a technical skill, it's a mindset, and by understanding that mindset, we can not only better protect ourselves from those who wish to do harm, but also better appreciate those who use this unique way of thinking to build a safer and more secure digital future for all of us. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the hacker's mind. It's a complex and ever-changing world, and we've only just scratched the surface. If you found this interesting, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that unpacks the fascinating intersection of technology and human psychology. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.